All right, guys.
Yep.
Welcome back to the
Manga Book Club.
Manga Book Club.
There we go. And we are going to continue moving on with 29 Toe JK. We will, of course, be talking about Chapter 2 this time. And most likely for the next following chapters, we'll be doing 2 at a time, just so we can pick up the pace on these. And, you know, we can move on to a different series and we don't spend way too much time. I think 29 weeks would be long, grueling weeks. That'd be half the year just talking about this one manga.
Yeah.
And I would like to be able to do at least, like, if we can start doing like 3 at some point, it'd be nice.
Better.
Yeah, definitely.
Just be clearing mangas.
Oh,
eventually.
yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the last one. We did do multiple angles, and just like last time, we have multiple angles. Yes. We're going to just keep it at 2 anyway, just because, you know, it's a lot easier. I was using the third one. It was radical, but it was a pain in the ass. So, I'd rather not. And we are actually doing something
Unless he gets
different.
a third camera, then.
Yeah, if I get another third solid camera, then okay, maybe I'll do it. And
You just got to keep getting them cameras. And
yeah.
It'll just fill up all the angles.
we're also doing
We're
also doing a different style of audio recording as well. As you notice, no clip-on microphones. Radical. Please let us know what you think of the audio quality in this video, and if it's absolute garbage in your opinion, just let me know and we'll go back to the old school setup in that regard. So, alright, let's just get right into it. We are eager to talk about it because it is 29 Toe JK and that shit is fire.
It's a great.
Oh yeah,
It's a great one. It's a legend.
Yes, oh definitely, because there are some new characters. One of them we are excited to be talking about.
Kind of 2 of them, really.
Yeah, definitely. 2 of them, definitely. And we will be, of course, keeping this video under 30 minutes. We don't want it to be too long for you guys watching. Just want to hear us talk about this mongoose.
And luckily, chapter 2 is it's another it's another thick boy, 53 pages.
53.
And it gives you a lot to go off of. Gives you
It's more of character introduction. The episode, that's the kind of episode it is. So,
but you still get
you
this. You still get the main storyline that's progressing.
Yep.
Let's
give a quick follow-up. From the last chapter is when we meet the main protagonist, Yariba,
The main heroine.
Eiji, and of course we have the main heroine, Karen, who was able to profess
her love for him through baked goods and unnote.
Yep.
And then we also got to meet his little sister, Hanana.
Yep. Hanana. No, Hinana.
Hinana?
Yeah, Hinana.
Is it Hinana?
Yeah, Hinana. Because we were all like,
Hinana.
we heard Hina.
Yeah.
Not Hinana.
Hinana.
So, definitely. So and
we got to see them, get a little bit of his workplace that he works at an insurance company.
Yep.
So.
And now in this chapter 2, we're actually being introduced to more of his co-workers and the people he worked for.
First
and worked
character
with.
introduced is going to be Watarase Aya.
Yes, indeed, adorable ass first name, and just gonna she is just precious. All right, we're saying that's just a phrase that's just about every character you're going to like, except the ones they want you to hate.
Yeah.
We said this last time, I'm pretty sure.
There's a lot of characters that they put together that are just really well done, and you love them, and then they put together. Then they have other characters that are really well put together, and you hate them because that's exactly what they want you to do.
I gotta admit,
it's one of those things where you know how some mangas will have a character that they try to make you hate, where it's like they try to make them seem bad and that they're doing bad things, but at the same time,
badass or
their
something,
characteristic is like either like really badass or they're really fucking funny, and so it's like I can't really hate you.
I think that's the Darth Vader effect, basically.
It's like I can't hate you. You're
Darth
actually
Vader, he's definitely a bad dude, but dude, he's badass. Like he chokes people out, and he has a red lightsaber. Like. His outfit is dope. Like it's hard to hate Darth Vader.
So, but in the series, they definitely will have more characters like that. But for now, yes, we get to meet Watarase Aya, one of the. They haven't fully gotten to her character yet, but let's just say that they definitely have no problem showing off the plot and backstory
in her
of this character.
her greater assets and whatnot. You know what's funny? This is a thing that me and him both enjoy about this series is it actually doesn't give you fan service.
Yeah, it's not really.
But it gives you something to enjoy.
Yeah, it's not
aesthetically.
It's not really fan service. Yeah, it's more like when if you're on Instagram and you're just browsing your feed, or you're just browsing the explore page, and every like 5th to like 10th
Yeah.
post that you see on the explore page is like just a fitness model.
Mhm.
It's like it's not really anything that's
Yeah, it's not like
that's too
she's
crazy.
She's not being like
She just-
sexual.
yeah,
or
she's not
anything.
being sexual, but she just
yeah.
looks like a baddie.
Yeah, or you'll see like just a random cute girl selfie on there, and she's just adorable.
She's just adorable.
And you acknowledge it because it's just true. Like there's nothing you can do about it. It's just our man brain.
Yeah.
You know, like men are we're easily turned on by things. It doesn't take much.
Not a lot.
Like
It's very easy for us to get turned on.
you know, just
But
it's cool.
yeah, so for 2900K, they don't really focus on the actual like they don't really focus on trying to give fan service. If anything, they just know that the characters that they have already have this kind of charm to them,
Yep.
and there's constant interaction with all the other characters to the point where you're not really focused on one particular person all the time, to the point where you're gonna need some type of extra bit of service, to keep you interested in
Exactly.
the story.
Like we said, when we say this thing's a thick boy, now whenever there's like a shonen manga, for example, and it's a thick boy, the most thickness of it is action, which doesn't require much text.
No.
We're seeing cool stuff. But when it comes to 29-JK, it
It's-
has a wall of text while being a thick boy.
It's literally
It's-
just
it's-
pages and pages of text
It
and
gives
information.
you context. You literally get all the information necessary at the time that they want to deliver to you. And usually things that are big boys, like, pages wise, they tend to not have a lot of words.
Not usually. A lot of the ones that have like really thick pages inside of manga always have those thick pages or a bunch of pages because they have a bunch of action scenes they're trying to,
Or
draw out,
or reaction
or
scenes.
reaction scenes, or they have just like kind of like a little compilation scene.
Yeah.
So just moments of them
And
going
even
through
then,
the
or
year.
just even small amount of text being in there involved. Like, there's many things that usually happens with a thick boy kind of
But with
series.
2900JK, it's really more like a series that it gives you this thickness so that it can give out the information that's needed so that you could follow the story and enjoy it because you know
Exactly.
what's going on.
Yep.
They literally write it out like a movie. It's like a manga movie.
Yeah, like you have to. Honestly, this could with it being completed, as we know, it could get definitely an anime one day. It could,
It definitely could.
and I would love
'Cause
to
it-
see an
it's-
anime.
it is
It
a-
has a lot of information.
It is a completed series, and I could definitely see a good like 12, maybe 13-parter.
Yeah.
Just like if, because I'm not gonna spoil anything, but towards the end of it, they do a nice job of wrapping up a good chunk of the story,
Yeah.
but it still leaves you with a lot of questions, and it almost kind of seems like they could do like another part to it. I'm
Yeah,
only really saying
honestly-
that because I would like it, but
Yeah, no, yeah, that's how I felt last night, man. I don't know. We'll save it for the end, but that part,
yeah, I know
well,
what you mean.
Yeah, you know exactly what happened last night. Let's just say I was an empty shell of a human last night. So anyway,
He
let's
lost
get
his
into
meaning to live.
let's get into the meat and potatoes of what this chapter is about. That's what they're here anyway.
That's why they're
we,
here, yeah.
we can praise this show, or excuse me, this manga, honestly, for hours. We've done it before through the Nomikai podcast. Now
It's easy.
now we have an actual outlet for
Right.
this to be talked about instead
Exactly.
of always bringing it on the podcast. Literally every time we're in the podcast, we mention it at some point when we talk
It's-
about something positive.
It's a great story. I don't know what to tell you.
We do it every time. So let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's finally give them what they're here for.
All
All right.
right.
So first of all, this chapter is all about we're seeing it's the aftermath, of course, him being confessed to by our girl in the first place.
Karen.
Exactly.
And
So
so-
he's being the adult, he's trying to figure out how he should take on this rejection, or not take on the rejection, but deliver,
Yeah.
nine rejection. And before he
Without hurting her feelings.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, he knows he's an adult, and as an adult, they have that protective nature of not wanting to hurt children, regardless. So it makes sense. I'm for it. And after, while he's thinking it over, he goes to work. This is where we get the more character introduction of the characters at his job, so we can kind of get a gist of who they are and whatnot. And also, you know how we mentioned the character development in this series is awesome sauce. we even get minor character development with side characters at his job.
Yeah.
Which not a lot. It's not a lot, mind you.
It's not a lot.
Don't expect a lot, but you will actually understand a bit of their situations. And there's a character at his job that we both love and hate, and I can't wait to talk about him. But we will wait till we get to that part, because that's where we meet our best girl, Watarase Aya. Oh my God, she is just precious.
She's a precious gem.
I don't think they did a good job on portraying the whole Ice Queen figure.
We remember they haven't talked
yet.
about that exactly yet.
Well, no, he mentions it. You know what I mean?
A little bit.
But
yeah,
it's like if they saw this side of her, they wouldn't call her Ice Queen. Hard to approach. I didn't really get that vibe yet, and we're not gonna get that vibe actually for a while.
Yeah.
Which is but we're not.
Because the thing is, we're not seeing her work ethic just yet. We're more of just seeing her as a character that spends time with Yariba.
Yeah. And
or well, I should say Edgy, because there's two Yaribas.
Yeah.
Edgy and
Hinana. So with Edgy,
Hinana!
with so far he introduced her sort of as the Ice Queen, but so far we've seen her more of a kind of goofy character. Where'd that sun come from?
Smack me in the eyes.
Woo, look how bright you look over there. God damn. Well, I did all that because I look dark, and now look at that. No, don't do it. Don't do it. The clouds will be back. Eventually, they always will be.
But so
anyway,
we meet Best Girl Watarase, and they have a quick little conversation. Yariba or Edgy asks her, what she, basically like her opinion almost. Like he throws out a hypothetical, like if a high school boy was to ask you out, would you go? Would you do it? And she said, absolutely not. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, I'm just saying as a hypothetical. Like, really think about this, and then give me your input. And she thought about it and said, well, no, I couldn't see them as a potential partner. And he's like, yeah, and basically like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. And then they go and they get into the office, where immediately the manager comes running from wherever he was, probably his office, just dead sprinting out, talking about Yariba! I didn't see you in my office right now. It's immediate. It's important. And then,
mind you, now
apparently he does this a lot.
He's not really reliable manager. I don't know how he got to the position he's at, but he's there.
He got there. He got there.
He made it.
He made it.
Can't hate on it. You hate on it. You got where you wanted to get to, and it is what it is. But he's calling him over just basically to inform him that the president of the company,
the multitude of companies that he owns
of the Eastern Hemisphere, is on the way to do a quick inspection. And he is panicking. And Yariba, you will learn why this man, when it comes to his job, he is overly efficient. He just tells him, dude, what are you worried about? Like, we've been killing it these past few months.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, our quota has just been on point.
He just straight up lets him know, like, dude, you calm down. We got this. It's just the president. Like,
yeah, he's like, just, and he's like, yeah,
just.
Like, let's just work as usual.
It's like, unless he's telling you that he's coming here for a specific reason, I'm pretty sure we're fine.
Yeah.
And so he leaves his boss's office and goes over to, I would assume, would be the break room.
Yeah, it seemed like it was the break room. Right? That's where all
that's where all employees
gather.
gather.
The employee lounge.
And so Yariba talks to his fellow coworkers about what went down, and he's like, yeah, I went there, and he's just talking about how the president's gonna come by, and it's like, that's not a huge worry. And then all the employees start having their 7 mysteries talk, where it's like, I once heard the president just demoted a guy for being 5 minutes late to a luncheon. And it was like,
now, this is where we get introduced to the guy we both love and hate, because most likely if you have a job, you met someone just like this. Now, you're gonna read his last name?
Yeah.
His first name is Taro. His last name, however, it's a long name. No, you want to just go ahead and get that?
All right. So our favorite boy, who I'm actually will show you a picture of as well, because he basically takes up the entirety of the screen, is Shinyo Kohama. Shinyo Kohayama.
Yep.
Kohama. Oh my God. That's Shinyo Kohama. That is his last name. That is his surname.
Yeah, when we were first reading this,
Shinyo-
we usually
Shin Yokohama Taro.
we usually would read this while late at night, and
Look at that
we
special boy.
also would be drinking. So trying to read
You can pause the video if you want to read that page.
trying to read his name while being a little drunk late at night when we're also tired was really hard.
It was
so
really
we
difficult.
refer to him as Taro because we can do that drunk.
Because Taro, easy. Taro. It just
Oh,
it
Taro.
rolls off the tongue easily. Shin Yokohama. It feels like I have to stop in the middle of his name, and then continue, and then stop right before I get to the end of his name, and then I finish it.
3 o'clock in the morning while a little tipsy to drunk, trying to read his name out loud is not really good for my health. And I just didn't do it.
I think at one point in time it was like Shinyo. We were like Shinyokoma,
We tr-
Shinkama,
we gave up.
Shins and commas.
We gave up.
Shins and comas.
Quick.
There you go.
Shins and comas. So anyway,
Shins
he
and
is
comas Taro.
introduced, and he is introduced as basically the pretty boy slouch. Don't let that deceive you, damn it.
Okay, let's just say this guy. He is not a humble man.
Nope.
He is not a humble guy. He definitely thinks he is hot shit, and oddly enough, later on in the series, you'll be very surprised.
He's apparently
Apparently, he's hot shit, and it pisses you off because you all know this guy.
Yep.
This guy who comes into work, looks like he goosed off the entire day, yet somehow, in some way, that motherfucker gets Employee of the Month, and it's like, how?
It's like if you were to. It's
And then
like
out of
when you-
nowhere, your boss and manager will be like, "Well, yeah, he had this accomplishment where he had properly organized back room. He had the highest sales." It's like,
in the most sales, like.
I
huh?
never saw this man a day. I never saw him once sell anything the entire time that I was working. So, the fuck?
It's just ridiculous.
Is it just on my days off? He's just a selling fucking machine? No. Somehow he just
He gets it done.
He gets it done.
Imagine this. It's like when you're in school and you see that one kid that goofs off the entire time. You see him taking naps. You see him basically ditch class. But every time you like when you actually see his grades one day, just happen to see it, you realize this dude has like a 93 in the class. And you're like, what the fuck? How?
You have no idea how it happens, but the best part about this character is that even everybody in the office understands that, listen, his work ethic is questionable. His numbers do not lie, though. However, his personality is not professional.
And not anything that
with
should
the
be.
president coming to the job, of course, what Coach Yariba and another one of his coworkers had thought to themselves was, we need to keep him as far away from the president as possible.
We can't have the president.
We cannot have the president and Taro meet because that's gonna be a horrible disaster.
That's a terrible. Like, he's gonna be fired.
Okay, listen. Again, the president supposedly fired somebody over being 5 minutes late to just a lunch. Like a luncheon, like basically a business lunch.
Yeah, probably just to meet him up or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But yeah, demoted him.
Yep.
So a guy like Toro, who, by the way, which is actually a great transition into the next segment of them about to start their work day and really take calls in, is Shinyama is the type of guy who will ditch work. He literally are.
Oh, okay. So Yariba,
Edgy
before
are-
they started working, before Edgy started working, he's like, everyone except Taro, do everything that you usually do.
Do everything that you usually do, except for Taro. Because what Taro usually does is,
He goes to the bathroom.
once the sales floor is about to start happening, they had like 10 seconds?
Yeah, he's like, all right, it's about to start in 10 seconds.
So yeah, 10 seconds when the commercial is about to launch, meaning that once the commercial airs, people are going to call the commercial line, and then they're going to call up the insurance agency to start looking at rates and get a better understanding of what
Yep.
the policies and plans are. And so he's looking around, he's like, where's Taro? And one of his coworkers, the one that was in the break room that agreed with Yariba through telepathy, basically, that we can't let this guy near the president, let him know, oh, I think he went to the bathroom. He said that his stomach was hurting. He's also, it's like, hang on, he's tweeting something. It says hashtag ditching. Someone drag, and then immediately Edgy someone drag him back here right now. And then their day starts. So, of course, there's the insurance, everybody's calling up the insurance line, and they, of course, have some new people there. So They ask edgy questions about what's the best way to do it.
Deal with situations. All that,
deal with situations, and he's answering their questions. And then one girl has a customer that when she told her about the plan, it made the price. It made her very upset immediately. And so of course,
took care of it.
Being the coach of the workplace, he took it upon himself to really help this customer.
Yeah, and he actually did a phenomenal job. You see what kind of man he is, and what goes through his mentality. Honestly, if you want an idea of what you should do on how to handle a situation in customer service, telemarketing, this series might be it for you.
Just learn from Yariba Edgy.
Yep.
Because he is a guy that knows how to handle an upset customer.
He did a good job on doing it. He took care of that. And, from what I've seen with that, honestly, after he did such a good job, it did take him about 30 minutes to help the customer properly, to walk the customer through on how to do it through the computer, was it? Or mobile? Was it computer?
No, it's through her phone.
Okay, she did it through her phone.
Yeah. So, the customer is, just for a little context, the customer is a older woman.
Yes. She seemed to be, honestly, 60 to,
60 to maybe 70, maybe mid 70s.
Yeah.
To the point where I know she had.
No.
I'd probably say about 50.
Yeah, 50 to 60. Yeah, because her son just
is in college.
Yeah.
And literally, he gets a whole backstory on her. But once he figures out what is going on, basically, and it's like. He basically, when it comes to complaints and customer service, he used the right questions to try to figure out the actual
You gotta kind
problem.
of Batman it, but it's a throat punching.
Minus the throat punching. Even though I know I know for a lot of people, the main focus would be the throat punching. But no, you just gotta sometimes just detective it out. And really get to the underlying issue, which he did. And the problem that she was having was not that the prices were really too high. It was just more the fact that she had nobody that could help her with getting these plans going, or even trying to navigate how to even sign up for the plan.
Yep.
And her son, who's in college and hasn't talked to her in forever, just kind of not really. I wouldn't say abandoned, but more just is a little.
It seems like he's just trying to do his own thing right now.
Yeah, he's just not focused on his mother. So her, his mom
she's getting empty nest syndrome basically.
She's she feels
lonely.
She feels lonely. She doesn't really know how to work technology that well, and so what Yariba does is walk her through the entire application, which took about 30 minutes.
And he was able to successfully take care of that. And after the phone call ended, basically said that, hey, thank you very much. I will be calling to renew it next year, so you better be still working at that job.
That's
and if
sweet
you
old
hear
lady.
that from an old lady, goddamn it, all of a sudden I feel obligated to have this job. You son of a bitch, I love you. And that's just how it goes.
Yep.
And
Now,
after this happened is when we meet the president. Now, before meeting the president, it was great.
It was
because
great.
all the employees, the fellow coworkers, are looking at him.
they're staring at Yariba, and Yariba, and it's to give you the context of, maybe they're staring at him because he was really handling that situation well, and they were just trying to learn from him. They're trying to see if that
and maybe a
plan
little
went
worried.
through. And he was like, everything's all good.
Everything's
all good.
Yeah, got it. They weren't staring at him because they were worried about the sale. They were staring at him because they were worried about him because the president was standing right behind them.
Nice work there, Yariba.
And he was like, huh? You looked at him? Oh, yeah, thanks. Basically. And he was like, wait a minute, I see this guy somewhere. Oh, that's the president.
It's like, wait a minute, I've seen this guy somewhere. Oh, you're the CEO. You just like to sneak. You actually learn out in the series too that this president, he just likes to pop up on people.
He's really good at it.
He's really good at just showing up on your ass or bringing your ass to show up somewhere.
Yep. He's good.
He's almost like a Don without the criminal part, and that's what's scary.
No, he does things. No, I forgot. No, he doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
He falls the legal limit.
That's what I'm saying.
He abuses the legal.
That's what I'm saying. He's a Don without the criminal part. Like, he literally doesn't do anything that's actually criminally. Well, that's not actually legally seen as a criminal act. But the things he does. We'll get into that later as we read further in.
When the time comes, you start to question, man, his morality's kind of.
But for chapter 2, he gets to meet the president, and the president
very ominous.
very ominous man just standing behind Yariba.
He questions the way he handled
apparently for about full 30 minutes that he was on the phone. So that means from the time that the lady had asked him to take that phone call, the president showed up in the building, walked up or took the elevator up, came into the room and walked behind Yariba without him seeing him, and then just stood there and listened to his call. And waited for him to be done. Probably checking the time every now and then just to keep track.
Just like, God damn, you still on the phone? And he questioned the way he was doing things, saying, I think you spent way too much time with the person, blah, blah, blah. You could have got more sales, and then, just drop that sale for more. And Yariba was able, or Edgy, I gotta get used to calling him Edgy.
Yeah, no, right.
With Edgy, his philosophy was, well, think about it like this. In the long run, it'll be more profitable because they will be a returning customer most likely.
And not only that, but they also
talk to them.
Also, customers who feel more appreciated and actually talk to will buy longer coverages, meaning that it's more money being spent on one person rather than trying to get the same amount through multiple people.
Yep. Who might not stick around.
The idea is that, okay, like, for instance, the old lady was complaining, just to go back a little bit, the old lady was complaining that the price difference from the plan at first, compared to their competitor and them, was that the competitor was selling their plan at $50,000 or 50,000 yen, which is about $5,000 in U.S. terms. You basically, if you wanted to calculate yen to dollars, just take a zero off.
Yeah.
And that'll give
that'll give you the rough general.
That'll give you the rough general amount. Like that's your estimate amount.
You'll be close too.
So 100 yen, that's $10.
Yeah.
So, the customer's talking about this $50,000 yen policy, while the company that Edgy works for had it at 52,000.
Yep.
Now, of course, he let her know that with the policy plan and the discount that you can get online, it'll take 5,000 off, meaning that it'll bring down to 47,000, which is good. Now, that's just for a year plan. Now, if you could take that and get a customer to appreciate it so much and to love this plan and do a 5-year plan, that's about 250,000 just right there off of one customer.
Yep.
Ian, now you could in that one customer for that 30 minutes, you probably could have helped about 4 more people, but you probably, and maybe 2 of them would have bought it, so you only made about 100,000.
Yeah.
You see how that math works out? So the one makes up for more, can make up for the 4, the 5, the 7, the 10. Just because you talk to a lot of people doesn't mean that you're going to get the best sale.
Exactly.
The best sale comes from however much you can get built up into it.
So it's more profitable in the long run, which is what his point was.
Which is what the point that, Edgy was trying to make.
And moving on from there, we basically get, he says something ominous to him right before leaving, saying, oh, wow, I understand your logic. I bet you're pretty good with the ladies. And he left, and that left Yariba, or Edgy, hella confused.
That left him hella confused, and apparently it also left Watsurase hella flushed.
Yep.
I don't know why. That comment had nothing to do with her.
Not at all.
But she was
flustered.
So I'm sitting. So we're sitting down. So you know how people sit. You got a little L position, and your legs go down, and then she had her hands out like this. And so when her hands were out like this, she just fell back. She was just on her back, just like that, blushing. It was like, what?
What happened to you?
What happened to you?
Like, literally, that's what Edgy was saying. What the hell happened to you?
What the hell happened to you over there? She's like, I'm okay.
Got it.
All right, cool, whatever.
And then, that's how we do it. Now we move forward, and this is at the point where Edgy is basically getting ready to tell Cuttin, this ain't gonna work like that. It's just not going to. I'm an adult. You're a teenager. Like, that's just, that's the thing called on the law of relationships. I can't do that.
Exactly.
That's creepy, first of all. And
the thing is, he literally broke it down to her like that. And the thing about this woman is that, this young lady is that she's
in the heart.
She really just is so deep inside of her heart to the point where her morality just got thrown. Not even thrown. It got yeeted. Not even yeeted. Punted. It got cannon.
It's not here. Just dip.
Her morality just left. The minute he said, "No, we can't do this because you're a teenager and I'm an adult," she replied to that. Care. She immediately replied to that as, "That doesn't matter." And he calmly explained to her, "No, it does matter. Because I'm an adult and you're a child.
Yep.
Meaning this relationship doesn't just jeopardize you, it jeopardizes me.
Exactly. He broke it down on the whole idea of like, it's not right.
It's
and
not right.
I'm not going to do that. And basically had to break her heart, even though she tried to reach out saying, but we have this, I want to enjoy so much more with you, stuff like that, because he loves books, and then, she likes books, she wants to write, and he's like, I'm just a reader, we're just going to widen away anyway.
Yeah.
Or we're setting ourselves to distance anyway.
Yeah.
And, he had to take the time, break her heart, she was crying.
And then, of course, when, after all that, he had to go and he's outside. It started to rain because, plot convenience. And he says the best line that is the most relatable thing to anybody, and that is, I'm going to need a strong drink tonight.
Yes, sir.
Because everybody's been at that moment where you've had to handle or do some shit where you're just like, fuck, I'm going to really need to drink tonight. I'm going to have to. I need a brewski or 4 to really just take that whole edge off.
Now, mind you, whenever me and Q read this series, back when we first started reading it, anytime we finish, this is how it went down. We'd be on our phone reading, looking serious as fuck, just. Then we finish, and then we're like, yo! We get excited. When he said I'm eating a hard G tonight, we were finished at the same time. Yo,
that was the best. That's the best line I've ever read in a manga. I need a hard drink tonight.
In a series of not nothing. Let me phrase that. In a series where it's not action related, something that's simple, it was just.
It's just a little bit of slice of life. It's like, I've definitely been there.
Mm-hmm. It's relatable if you're an adult.
It's like, how are you feeling? I could really use a drink. Really use a drink.
And we relate hard because I remember before even reading this, I remember one day I was just getting shit on hard at work. I was just and I was just pissed. We're at work. I was like, hey, I need a drink. I texted him, hey man, I need a fucking drink. You trying to drink tonight? And I guess you also you just had a day. You're like, I need a drink. You got a week. You're like, I need a drink. And we literally stopped by some ramen place, got some ramen. And it just opened up. We wanted to try it out. It was the bomb.
I hope they open back
up. And fingers crossed.
I hope they do.
And then we sat there. We went to a couple bars, and our night was great until some douchebag, with this girl incident that happened. And we were just mad now.
That was a thing.
That ruined our night a little bit, but in a more protective way. Because it was yo, come on, man, don't talk to your girl that way.
On her birthday, too.
Yeah, on her birthday. Come on, you don't do that. And, no, that's not important. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this. We're going to definitely continue on. We're going to be doing chapter 3 and 4 next time, just to knock them both out the way. And also, they're thick boys. We're going to try to condense these to be around 30-minute long videos, just to not have it be hour-long discussions on this damn series, even though we can do 5-hour-long discussion on this on just chapter 2 if we wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's just, oh god, I don't know. Maybe one day we should just pick a series and literally go through the entire one in one video.
Just one series, just go through the entire series. Just a quick summary.
Yeah, no, better yet, just we'll pick a long series too. Just one that has a lot to unpack. A lot. We'll do Ippo. No, okay, there you go. No, I'm not doing Ippo.
The thing is, that's continuing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not ongoing.
So what's a completed one?
Why don't we do the World God Only Knows one day?
I mean, all right, why not? Yeah, that's one that's completed.
And that's the one that broke my heart when I was a young child. So anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pieces, deuces.